Hi everyone, greetings. I'm so happy to be back with you. This week's channeling is personally for me a first because I channeled the Karmic Board accidentally, you could say, because I didn't really know about their existence. I couldn't really tell you anything about this because, as many other channels, I try to keep myself as clean as possible. I don't do a lot of Instagram or watch YouTubes and YouTube videos. So I really keep myself clean as to not, just spit out what I see or read or anything like that. And the comic board was unknown to me, basically. I could not really tell you who was on it. And I don't think I will tell you what I personally read on the internet because if that is true or not, I don't know. They haven't clarified that, so I will leave this out for you to discover, maybe if you like. Um, but they do consist of a collective of ascended masters who exist on a higher level of dimension. And what they're concerned about is souls between incarnations. So whenever you leave an incarnation, they will assess your energy, what your experience was, where you basically come from, and then they will decide together with you what should your next learning be in order to attain balance of your experience. So really interesting. You don't have to think of them as judges who are, in a punishing way or so, but they're very much concerned with your balance. Because in the universe, everything is more stable if it is in balance. And they explained a lot, therefore, what energy really was, how this is connected to our true, authentic self, the story we carry with us, why we interact with story or energy rather than anything else, and why we cannot go wrong in our incarnation. So I know many of us are right now a bit tired, a bit, bled out, burned out, if you like. Um, have difficulty in lives right now. I feel this is a really karmic time. When I look around and also including myself, we have to deal with a lot of stuff that is not directly connected to us. It has usually collective impact, maybe within your family, maybe within a friend group, or on a business level that is connecting more souls. And simply it's a really hard time. There's time for decisions right now. You really have to be put on a spot and make huge decisions. Position yourself against good or bad, even. And this is impacting a lot of people usually. And also, I feel it is a collective decision making mostly that people come together solving a greater problem. And each and one of you is being heard and together you only can make this decision. So a really interesting time, and I think it's no coincidence that they came through at this moment and talk about incarnations and where this path is leading us. This channeling was so long, you guys, we had to cut it up into 3 parts. So if this is for you, then you can look forward to 3 additional parts. But let's start with this one right now. The first question was how we can embody our true authentic self. And this is how they started.
Please understand that the authentic self, as you call it, is only one self, the true self. The rest of you is a story created by conditioning, society, belief systems. You like to find stories within the story and create whole new worlds you want to believe in that fit the narrative you were growing up with, even if it's slightly different, but it's still a narrative you're familiar with. So familiarity is what you believe is your true self, and in reality, it is not your true self. So what you need to do when you want to find the true self in meditation or in your daily life or even over the course of your life as a greater striving for this is to unlearn everything you know, to forget everything you know, everything you seem true or you think is true. Forget it. Unlearn it. Not even question it, because then you're asking which of this is true and which part of this is not. Forget even how you ask about things. Experience is something completely different. Experiencing is being open like you have not known anything about anything. It is being in complete presence without having a mind that works simultaneously, offering context, offering memory, offering ideas about this, what you're just experiencing. No, it is the being as one with everything that happens right now and being able to tune into the moment quite precisely. Feeding what you're experiencing back to the all by being connected, but being intensely focused on this, what is happening right now and what you wish to experience. Experience, therefore, is something that is not only connected to the mind. It is a whole experience, and it goes beyond the body. It goes beyond the mind. It goes beyond emotion, of course. It is feeling, being, thinking in existence. You're consisting of the experience itself. If the experience is to end, you end. The spark of consciousness that is experiencing this is ending then. So solely we wish to focus now today on the word energy and what it truly means, because energy, when you really think about it, is consisting of stories. When you think what energy is, where it came from, how it changes over the course of time and experiences, right? It transmutes, it transforms, it gains shapes, it loses shapes. It gains force and momentum, it loses it maybe. It transforms constantly. The body you have is a house, right? So what it is making this experience possible is the energy that is feeding the house, the vehicle, where the soul can be at home for a moment or a lifetime. So when you're on earth, the energy you bring is feeding the house. It's making it possible for you to have the experience. However, all energy comes with the story of what it has been, what it has been experiencing, been part of, feeding, and let go. Sometimes you're very familiar with a particular energy. Most importantly, the energy that is feeding the house, the body. But also when you interact on earth with different houses, beings, souls that are in experience right now, consciousness that are in the house. Do you get what we mean?
Yes.
So when you interact with all these different stories of energy traces, when you are on a finer level, like most of you are right now, even those who are not, as you call, awakened to anything, most of you are noticing something is different to 5 years before. Then you realize there is much going on. There's more than meets the eye, as you say. And suddenly, this is so confusing for you because you are at a moment in time where you feel energy and you feel the story behind this energy, the story that it carries, the learning it carries, the experience it carries. This is what you call karmic, in effect. when the story washes over into the life you're right now in. And suddenly, it is all connected because it is never gone. This is when you go into an Akashic and read a record, as you say. What you do is simply connect with the story of a particular energy. You read out the story, you read out the experience. You pull it closer and you try to re-experience this. As a consciousness, you are able to do that because you have at one time experienced it, fed it back to the all. Even if you haven't experienced this and fed it back to the all, some consciousness has, and since you're all connected to one consciousness, this is possible. And this is all a collective experience, like this is a shared humanity. This, even to those beings who are not in existence as humans right now, is a shared and collective experience. So the authentic self, to go back to your initial question, is to unlearn conditioning, is to unlearn the restrictive experience of this life, and to understand that energy is telling a story. You are telling a story. You are interacting with stories of many, many thousands of lives. You're meeting anew each day because you are different than the day before, but you're also meeting anew each day because you're already familiar with the souls you meet from different lives, telling different stories. Sometimes retelling the same story. I mean, you were in a love triangle. You're experiencing this again in this life, maybe. Having the chance for a different outcome, for righting wrongs. Right now, what is making you all so confused is that you are realizing the story I live through right now is only one. It had nothing to do with my greater soul. It had nothing to do with me being my authentic self right now. It's just a story I perceive. Just a story I've written out because the energy I wanted to carry with me in this life needed this story for it to continue. Right. This is in answer to your question, my dear.
Now, that was the first part of their message or their teaching, basically. And I really don't want to say a whole lot about all this, to be honest, simply because I need to re-listen and rethink about all that too. And I also don't think you need me in order to have this experience, you are your own authority here. And I want to keep it that way. However, I would like to say two things. I feel that when we unlearn stuff, this is over the course of a lifetime. And since ego death and all of this is very trendy right now, and that we have the extra strain on us this year is very demanding also. And as I said, I do think there is a lot of karmic stuff coming up right now. And all of that contributes to how we live our lives and how we feel in our bodies right now. And I do see and think that forcing this and unlearning a lot of stuff, or, losing yourself a bit, entangling yourself from your own identity can be very dangerous to some people. And it is a very thin line sometimes between having an enlightening moment, realizing a lot, growing, becoming more mature, and losing yourself, having a real problem, navigating reality versus perceived reality, losing yourself in stories more than anything else. So I just want you to be very, very nice to yourself and a bit more hesitant, maybe even with this advice. They do encourage us to question a lot, especially what we have learned, our habits, what we're familiar with, what we are being told a lot. And the reason I think behind all that is in the first step to disentangle us from judgment, from perceived right and wrongs. And that is all good. And the next step then is actually stepping a bit away from your identity or your story, still holding on to a sense of self that will keep you sane in this world. And this navigation can be very tricky. Every now and then I do have a feeling like, so I'm going crazy. It's in a while. And I know that every other person will probably experience the same. With an awakening, it's very demanding sometimes. So simply keep that in mind. And I hope you're looking forward to the next two teachings. The channeling, as I said, goes on a bit. We have super interesting topics waiting for you guys. And I do hope I see you next Friday.